Welcome to Flash Tutorial, Request 63, Crossword Puzzle Modified. It's a follow-up to Flash Tutorial Request 58, which was Crossword Puzzle Part 3, and I have that opened on my computer now. The request was to, instead of just saying how many were wrong, to actually indicate somewhere on the puzzle or on the stage which word was actually spelt wrong. So we're going to start by locking all the layers. Select the top layer, insert a layer. Let's call it INC as incorrect, MC, movie clips for it when they're incorrect. And we need to put this down below the dynamic text. So click on it and drag it down below the dynamic text. See this text dynamic? And pick up the no stroke and pick up a fill, a light color. I'm going to go with this light bluish color here. Pick up the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle right here on this space. I'm going to pick up my selection tool, highlight it, modify, convert it to a symbol, make sure movie clip is selected, and call it MEN_MC. Copy that. And while it's still highlighted, I see this circle in the middle. Open the Properties panel and paste it in for an instance name. Close the Property panel. Let's double click on this. That puts us inside the movie clip. Put this as blue, B-L-U-E. That's the color. That's the color blue. Lock that layer, insert layer, call it Action Script, AS, select frame 1, open the Actions panel, and just a stop, S-T-O-P, open close bracket, semicolon. Now, click on this to get that fuzzy square, drag it once to the right, and if there's anything in this for any reason, right click and clear that frame. So there's nothing in this frame now. Let's go back to scene 1, and this layer we just made with this movie clip into it, I want to click on it. I want to drag it down further. I want it down here past there. I want it way down there. Let's open the Actions panel and write some code on that movie clip we just made, way down here. Where you have this else, then this is incorrect. So get after this close curly bracket, put an enter in, and type this code. Type. It says if IF turns purple, open bracket, min. That's this count up here that becomes a 1 right here if we have the word spelt right. So if open bracket min, this is the exclamation mark, which is the uppercase of the 1. Exclamation mark equals 1 close bracket. This says if that min count is not equal to 1. So that means the word was spelled incorrectly, and we're going to go to that movie clip we just made that shows the blue bar, so you'll see that that blue bar means the word was spelt incorrect. Open curly bracket, and here's that movie clip we just made, min_MC, period, go to and stop, small g, small t, capital A, capital S, turns blue, open bracket 2, close bracket, semicolon, and a close curly bracket. Now there should be 3 closed curly brackets at the end. So this says, if when I press that check button, min is not spelled correctly, we're going to go to that frame 2 of that movie clip, and it will highlight it to let us know there's an error. So let's test that. And I'm going to spell it M-O
N as in mon instead of men. And when I check it, it tells me I have them all incorrect, which I do, but it also highlights this one because we just told it to. So now what we got to do is we got to make movie clips for the other three words. I'll do one more with you, and then I'll break off and you can do them. So we're back on this line where our incorrect movie clips are. I'm selecting this frame right here, and you see that's the blue thing, but because we have nothing on frame 1, you can't see it now. So I'm picking up my rectangle tool. I still have this crazy greenish turquoise color. I'm going to do them in order. The next one is games. This one here. I'm going to do games. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to modify it, convert it to a symbol. Movie clip. Call it games. GAMES _MC. Copy that name. OK. Paste it in as a properties panel so I can write code on it. Now double click on it. This is the blue, BLUE. Lock it. Insert a layer, action script, AS. Open the actions panel. Stop, STOP. Open and close bracket, semicolon. And I want to click on it and drag it once to the right. Now I'll go back to scene 1, and we got to write the code for that one. Open the actions panel. And all we got to do is copy these 3 lines, copy them, put an enter in, paste them, and this is going to be if games, GAMES, and games, GAMES. So now let's test this out. I don't have to even put anything in here. Anything I want, because it's going to tell me they're wrong. But I want to see that blue comes in. And there they are, telling me those, and I still have all 4 incorrect. Right? I'm going to do the other 2 words that I have, my rings and my theory, and when I have them done, I will return. Okay, I made all my movie clips. I entered my action script for those other new words, and I'm going to do a quick test to make sure everything's all right. I'm going to spell men correctly. Oops, excuse me. MEN, and I'm going to spell theory, THEORY. I'm going to test it. It tells me I have 2 correct, or 2 incorrect, and there they are. So now what I want to do is be able to now re-enter them and try again. But these will, even if I get rings right now, watch, RINGS, and check it, it acknowledges up here, but it doesn't remove the blue here, so we got some more work to do. Let's open the actions panel. I'm down the very bottom where we just added those lines. I'm getting after the very last curly bracket here, putting a couple of enters in, and type in this code. Type. Let's look at the code. It's again _BTN. That's a button we're going to make to allow us again to enter something. Period. Add event listener, small a, capital E, capital L, turns blue. Open bracket, mouse event, we've done these, capital M, capital E, turns blue, period. And click is all capitals, CLICK, comma, and I'm calling this function again. Close bracket, semicolon, function turns purple. I copied again and pasted in here. Open bracket, event, small e, VENT, turns blue, colon, copy mouse event and paste it in.
close bracket, colon, void. Void turns the same color as function. And there's my open curly bracket for my function. And before you finish typing this stuff in, you'll probably get this closed curly bracket down here. So the first thing is this men underscore MC, that movie clip. These are the 5 we just made. Men movie clip. Period, go to and stop. Small g, small t, capital A, capital S, turns blue. Open bracket, 1, close bracket, semicolon. So we're sending it back to that open frame. Copy that, paste it, change men to games, paste it, change men to rings, paste it, and change men to theory. Don't worry about these 2 right now, pretend they don't exist. So you have 4 lines in here between 2 curly brackets, open and close. So let's see if that works. I got an error. Oh, because I got to make that button. It's saying undefined properties. Let's make that button. Lock this layer, or actually lock all the layers. I have a layer called buttons, I thought. There's a check button right there, check button. So let's put on that same layer as the check button. I can just click this and see it disappear. Select frame 1. Pick up my oval tool. I want a black stroke, and I'll go with that blue fill, and I'm making an oval here. Pick up my selection tool, highlight it, modify, convert it to a symbol, make sure button is selected, and we called it again. Call it again, AGAIN underscore BTN. Copy that name, and we got to paste it in the properties panel for code. Paste it in. Now we want to put some text on it, so double click on it. Now we're inside this again button. Lock this layer, call it button, B-U-T. Insert a layer, call it text, T-E-X-T, and pick up some color that would look good on that blue. I'm going to use black. Pick up my text tool, open my text properties, 12 points, that's what I'm going to go with. Make sure static text is selected, and here write again, A-G-A-I-N. Picking up my selection tool and just dragging it down inside of there to make it look pretty. Back to scene 1. Now let's test it. And let's fill in a couple right. Make min M E N. Let's make that correct. And let's make theory. T H E O R Y. And when we press it, it should tell us that there's 2 incorrect still. This one and this one. And this line should turn blue. And I should be able to press this and get rid of those blues. And let's put rings. R-I-N-G-S. Let's check it again. So there's still one wrong. Reset it. G-A-M-E-S. And check it, and it tells me they're all correct. And now, I want to make it so these 2 cannot ever appear at the same time. I only want to see one of those buttons at a time. Let's lock the layers. Open the action panel up, way up to the top, and right here after this variable, let's put an enter in here and put in this code. Again underscore BTN, that's that button we just made, period, visible. Period visible should turn blue if it's spelled right, equals false. False will turn blue if it's spelled right, semicolon. Click the very front end up here, put an enter, use my arrow key, and put here a stop. S-T-O-P, open, close bracket, semicolon. So now we're going to start by making that button not visible. So if we tested it now, we wouldn't see that Again button. Let's go down to where we're pressing the check button. Here it is here. We want the end of that where we're doing the check button, which is right here where these three curly brackets are, just before this again. Click right here, put an enter in. So I have two curly brackets here after me right now, and type in this code. Type. Check underscore BTN. That's the red button. Check underscore BTN, period. Visible equals false, semicolon. Copy it and paste it, or type this whole line. Again underscore BTN, the one that we up top made invisible, now we're making it visible. Again underscore BTN, period. Visible equals true, semicolon. So now we can do one more thing, and if we come down here where this again button is, and now we're switching them back when the again button is pressed. So you can copy these two lines and rewrite what's going to be changed, but you'll end up with check underscore BTN, period, visible equals true, semicolon, and again underscore BTN, period, visible equals false, semicolon, and there should be one closed curly bracket at the very end, only one, and up here before the again and after this again button there should be two closed curly brackets. And let's just test this out. Hopefully no errors. Let's put my cap locks on. Men, M, E, N. Let's get that one right. Let's get theory right. T, H, E, O, R, Y. And let's say we have those wrong. And it says I still have two incorrect words. And I press the again button. And let's do rings. R-I-N-G-S. And let's go G-Q-M-E-S. So games is still wrong. So when I test it, games is still wrong. I still have one wrong. Come here, change this to G-A-M-E-S, test it. They're all correct. And all correct is what we want. Now, the person that asked for this modification wants it to jump to a place where I can do another puzzle. Instead of saying all correct, I'm going to go and say jump to scene 2, frame 1. So let's do that. Go back to scene 1, making sure all my layers are locked. I'm going up to here, say insert, and I'm going to insert a scene. So now I'm on scene 2. Let's label this layer text, T-E-X-T. It's just a temporary label for now. Pick up your text tool, pick any color you want, make a text box, and make it fairly large font. Mine's 32, and we're going to say S-C-E-N-E, scene 2, so we'll know when we're on scene 2. Go back to scene 1, click in here, scene 1, open up the actions panel, come down here where they're all correct. Right here, total equals 0. That means they're all correct. But we don't want to say this anymore. We're going to bypass that. But right here, type this little bit of code. Go to and stop. Small g, small t, capital A, capital S, turns blue. Open bracket 1, comma, quotation, scene, space 2, close quotation, close bracket, semicolon. This says when the count is 0, meaning all the words are right, go to frame 1 of scene 2 and stop. Now, I know we're going to get some errors, but I want to save this. So save this right now, and I suggest you save it too. And because my RAM is very small, my computer may crash when I do this. I expect it to crash when I run this. Okay, my cap locks are on. This is M I'm checking them as I go. That one worked good. I can go back. This would be RINGS. I'm making sure this works. Good. Games, GAMES. That works good. And this one is theory. TH, there's the E, there's a ORY. And this time it should say scene 2, but I expect it will crash. Scene 2, and it indeed did crash. And I'll get back to you once I get it straightened out. Now this is what we're going to do. Scene 2, because this action script carries on, scene 2 is expecting to see a lot of the stuff that's here. So the easiest way to do it and save some time is to click on this all in one motion like this. Come right down like that. Get that fuzzy square, right click, copy frames. So we're copying all this stuff. You don't need it all. If you want to go through it one at a time after and delete some, you're welcome to try that, but I'm going to do it this way. Scene 2. And I'm going to insert a layer like this and bring it down. I'm going to right click on that first frame and I'm going to paste frames. And when I do, it pastes all them frames in for me. And there they are there. Let's test it. And to save some time, I'm going to do it all and get back to you. Now I have them all done. I'm going to press check and hopefully we jump to scene 2 and hopefully it brings all this stuff with us and no errors. And because I can turn it off means I got no errors. So now we don't want to see all this crap here. So lock all the layers, unlock all the layers. This text layer, lock it. So everything else is unlocked. Make your stage 25%. Highlight it like that. So everything is selected. Right click, say select all. Get that fuzzy square and drag that off to as far as you can out of sight. There it is there. Now when we test it, all we're going to see is scene 2. Now to make this appear better, click on this frame, come down here, click on this envelope, and call this FRMSC1 from scene 1. And take all of these and just click on them and drag them up to the right. Oh, you don't want to go too high. You don't want to change the order. And now when we run it, it should work and not see this stuff. Let's close this off. And when you do your new puzzle, you're just going to add your layers, your frames in here, and start as if it was a new puzzle. So let's test, make sure it works. Hopefully. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do it and then get back to you. But I'm going to check each one out. I checked them all out. I did them individually, and now I'm ready to click the last check. It should jump to scene 2, and all I just see is that message saying on scene 2. And you would have your new puzzle here, whatever it is, and you're off to the races. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, and I hope you use what you learn.